Hello students. So today we will start with a new chapter regarding logic, which is balance vendors. So let's start. Okay. So what do we mean by balance vendors? So balance vendors are critical thinking. So they are critical thinking puzzles that involve balanced scales. So we will use a scale and require students to use their logic, reasoning, and comparison skills to solve them. How do they work? So you are shown a picture of a balanced scale with different shapes, objects, or symbols on each side. Your goal is to figure out the value of each object to determine which object is heavier or lighter. Okay, so what skills do we develop? Deductive reasoning, logical thinking, problem solving, and basic algebra. So let's start with the first one. So we will use some algebra here. So reversing the balance does not change the balance of the scale. For example, if you have a square and a circle equals a circle and square. So reversing the square and circle does not change the balance. So the balance is the same. If we have A is greater than B, so if the square is heavier than the circle, then the circle is lighter than the square. Okay, what about the second property? Rearranging weights does not change the balance of the scale. For example, if we have A plus B, so if we have a circle plus a square, it's the same as a square plus a circle. Also, we have the commutative property of equality. So if we have the square plus rectangle, aside we have a circle, it's the same as a rectangle plus a circle, then aside a square. So this is the same. What about the third property? Adding the same weight to each pan does not change the balance of the scale. For example, if we have on one pan a circle and on the other pan a square, then adding a star here and here does not change the balance. So they are still equal. So if the circle is equal to the square, adding a star on both sides does not change. So if A equals to B, then A plus C is equal to B plus C. So adding a star does not change the balance. Okay. The fourth property, subtracting the same weight from each pan does not change the balance of the scale. For example, if we have a circle and a star, then we have a star and a square. Then subtracting the star from both sides does not change the balance. So A equal B, then A minus C equal B minus C. So this is the subtraction property of equality. Now, the fifth property states that multiplying both pans equally does not change the balance of the scale. Then you can say if A equals to B, then A times C. So if I subtract, if I multiply the circle with another circle and the square with another square, this does not change the equality. What about the sixth property? Dividing or partitioning both pans into equally numbered groups, so we are dividing by half, does not change the balance of the scale. For example, if we have A equal to B, if I divide A over C and B over C, so if I divide the span with the circle and divide the span with the square, so we obtain a circle and a square, and this does not change the balance. Okay, the seventh property, substitute one weight for a similar weight or group of weights. For example, if A equal to B, A can be substituted for B in any equality or equation. So if I have a square equals to a circle and a circle equals to a star, so directly we can say that a square equals to the star because we have one common circle between them. Okay, and if you say that if we have a square which is heavier than the circle and a circle which is heavier than the star, then we can say directly that the square is heavier than the star. Okay, now the eighth property. If we combine two balanced scales, does not change the balance of the new scale. Let's say we have the square is equal to the circle and the star is equal to this rhombus. So if we add the star to the square and the rhombus to the circle, it does not change. So the balance remains the same. The ninth property states that removing a weight from one pan of a balanced scale causes an imbalance. For example, if we have a star related to a circle and a square, then what do we have? If I removed the square, then the circle will be lighter and the star will be heavier, just because I have removed some weight from the first balance. And if I removed the circle from here, so the square will be lighter and the star will be heavier. Now, the 10th property, when multiplying or dividing, be sure to do the same to all weights in the pans. For example, if I want to multiply the circle with another circle, I want to multiply the square with another square and the star with another star to make sure that we have equal arms of the pan or arms of the balance. Okay, so this is all for this chapter. It's somehow challenging. It's more difficult somehow from the previous chapters, but you can do it if we practice more in class. So we will practice more exercises to be more familiar with them. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Bye bye.